From being a part of 30 Grand Slam finals to being the only man to win multiple majors in 3 separate decades, Nadal is the king of clay for a reason. So what's the secret behind his success? Rafael Nadal has only gotten better with time and established himself as a true legend in the sport. The former world number one believes that one of the main factors contributing to his early success in 2022 has been his ability to adjust his style of play. Due to a foot injury, Nadal only participated in one event in the second half of the 2021 tennis season, but he made an incredible comeback. In 2022, Nadal won the Australian Open, Melbourne, Somerset, and Acapulco. He's still a dominant force and unquestionably among the best players on the court at the age of 36. A sportsperson's greatest accomplishment is when their name becomes synonymous with their sport. For tennis, that player is Nadal, without a doubt. He consistently ranks among the best performers, whether it's at Wimbledon, Roland Garros, the US or Australian Open. Despite having a naturally athletic body, he practices his craft for hours every day in order to maintain this position. He's a prime illustration of just how far commitment and consistency alone can get you in life. But it's not at all effortless. He actually has a strict fitness and food regimen that he adheres to unless something significant, like injuries, calls for a change. So no surprise that he's won multiple Grand Slam singles titles thanks to his discipline. Now, he's widely considered one of the greatest tennis players of all time, and his success in major competitions is the result of a unique combination of physical and mental fortitude, relentless determination, but also an unwavering commitment to his craft.
Pulls that out of the bag.
From the start of his career, Nadal built his game on a foundation of exceptional physical strength, endurance, and athleticism. He's renowned for his relentless hustle, always chasing down every ball and fighting for every point. But it's his mental toughness and unbreakable will that sets him apart from his rivals. Nadal never gives up, even when the odds are against him, and he always finds a way to dig deep and come out on top.
Genius.
To maintain his dominance in the sport, Nadal pushes himself to the limit day in and day out. As a fan, I love that he's constantly striving for improvement, and he never lets up in his pursuit of excellence. Whether it's through grueling training sessions or intense on-court battles, Nadal remains focused on the task at hand, never losing sight of his ultimate goal. But perhaps the biggest factor behind Nadal's sustained success is his unwavering commitment to training and practice. He knows that to stay ahead of the competition, he must constantly hone his skills and stay at the top of his game. Whether it's practicing his serve, working on his footwork, or refining his strategies, Nadal is always striving to be the best he can. Speaking of his serve, he's been blessed by the tennis gods. This legend has a clear advantage over his rivals for the top slot. Why? Well, because he plays left-handed. Tennis players are believed to benefit from being left-handed, but Nadal has an even larger edge because he's actually right-handed. Yep, it's a double whammy. This gives him an even bigger advantage because his right arm, which is naturally powerful and controls the shot, makes his backhand almost as lethal as his forehand. It allows him to return and even attack backhand strokes like a breeze. Rafa's uncle and coach had the vision to help him become a left-handed player, giving him a distinct advantage over his competitors that's allowed him to dominate tennis for years. Also, he's the absolute king of clay. When playing on clay, Nadal has proven to be nearly unbeatable, and he loves to show that off too. Nadal's success over the years has been built on his complete mastery of all things clay, and it still serves as a rock-solid foundation for him to continue dominating the sport. It's true that his success on clay is the foundation of his dominance in tennis, and as long as he keeps winning on it, he'll keep expanding that dominance over all playing surfaces. Now, I believe winning is a mindset, and Rafa's got it on lock. A lot of things stand out about him, whether it's the pre-serve ticks, the forensic placing of his water bottles, or the fist pumps and "see" cries after each astounding victory. But his attitude stands out in my memory the most.
No wonder the fans are on their feet.
Not quite sure how he made that volley.
There's never been a time when Nadal could be accused of not giving it his all to succeed. Even Roger Federer occasionally had days when he didn't seem to have his heart in it. Nadal, hardly ever. And there's a reason for that.
Oh, can you believe it? He's done it again!
He was pushed to the limit in training as a youngster by Tony Nadal, his coach and uncle, who helped him develop mental toughness through adversity. From a player who could win matches through speed and tenacity, he learned to play on faster courts by moving closer to the baseline.
The cross-court forehand, but it's that one, the one down the line. Always a barometer of his confidence. If he started
Intimidating opponents with his club-like forehand, which was supported by an underrated backhand. It's all about excellent movement, a deft touch of the net, and an incredible will to win. Paul Annacone, who coached Federer, had multiple close-up encounters with Nadal at his most lethal. The mindset, not just the tennis, was what made him so outstanding in Annacone's eyes. And equally significant is the impact his attitude has on his opponents. Federer had to change his approach to play with Rafa. Even the current world number one, Novak, admits to being intimidated by Rafa's play. On the courts, Nadal excels in many areas thanks to his mental toughness. Tony Nadal instilled in him the value of maintaining composure and cool from an early age by warning him that he'd leave if he ever broke a racket. You hear that, Novak? It's why we don't get tantrums from Rafa. So he learned not to become upset by his opponent, the crowd, or calls that were made against him, thanks to his uncle. And because of that, he has an advantage over his biggest rivals, some of whom are prone to meltdowns when the pressure is turned up. I'm still looking at you, Novak. And because Rafa has control over his emotions on the court, the longer rallies, especially on clay courts, favor him. Now, it takes more than physical and mental toughness to get to the heights he's gotten to. Let's take a look at his fitness regimen. With this, you'll get a better understanding of why he's such a beast, even at this age. He's got an unwavering commitment to training and fitness, and it shows. After his morning stretches, Rafael Nadal comes to the court to play tennis for several hours. And when I say tennis, he performs several strength, endurance, speed, and agility building drills. His go-to exercises include ball drills, racket swing, footwork drills, and sports sprints. He then engages in full-blown matches with other pros. I mean, can you imagine how much strength it takes to do just that every single day? This is his usual during the regular season, just like other tennis players, but when the off-season draws near, he starts putting more of an emphasis on weightlifting. Naturally, all this builds up his appetite big time, but he's super strict with his diet too. Seafood makes up the majority of Rafael Nadal's diet. In fact, he's utterly devoted to it. Looking at his lean physique and strict regimen, you'd think he'd never indulge in a cheat meal. But the Spaniard often rewards himself with some chocolate and paella. You deserve it, Raf. There you have it. Rafael Nadal is a true champion in every sense of the word, and his legacy in the sport of tennis will endure for generations to come. That's all for now. See ya!